Every so often, you come across something completely random and crazy on the internet that you can't resist but trying to get your hands on one of them. And this turns out to be one of them. The Dance Dance Revolution GameBoy Edition from Konami, which came out in 2000. As you can tell, it has a plastic controller that you can put on top of the Game Boy to simulate the 4 directions of the keyboard, or the foot pads. And as one might imagine, it failed pretty spectacularly. But I wanted to try out how much of a failure it was. And so, why don't we take a look? So this is what it looks like from the back. It says dedicated finger controller inside. This time, step with your fingers. Genius. It does say here, for sale and use in Japan only. I wonder if it ever did find its way outside of Japan. So presumably that's the cartridge. That's good. One of the nice things about buying things on Yahoo Auctions in Japan is that you get these secondhand items that are marked as secondhand, but they're basically like new. This doesn't even look like it was opened. The song selection. I recognize that. Butterfly. Jeez. Alright, let's see what the controller looks like. Before I turn on the game, one thing I wanted to talk about was a little bit of the mechanics of this controller. It's actually not a one-to-one mapping to the keys down below. And I have a theory behind this. The one thing that you cannot do with these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buttons is map them in a way that is easily usable by players, such that you could press both the top up and down buttons at the same time, which is a legal move in Dance Dance Revolution. You could definitely have both left and right pressed at the same time. You could do right and left pressed at the same time. But if you did some mental gymnastics and said, well, this was actually top at the same time, and then this was also bottom at the same time or something, people just wouldn't be able to get it. So by remapping the keys, you could make it such that any combination of these keys would still be valid, pressed simultaneously. So that was kind of their sale or their pitch. Let's play a game. All right, let's go about fitting this in on top of our little thing. Looks pretty snug. So you have to choose if you have a controller. I do have a controller, so I press that. Let's go for arcade mode. And I'll go for normal for now. I realized in playing this that it's almost impossible for me to play and speak at the same time. So I'm going to be quiet while I play, but do note that I know I will be judged mercilessly for my failures. So I hope you can laugh along with me. Let's go for that. Mind you, I'm going to try my best. Gotta love that audio. So admittedly, the top and bottom keys are a bit stiff, but still playable. I wonder what the hard one's like. Anyhow, this is all there is to the Game Boy edition of Konami's Dance Dance Revolution. It came out in 2000. That's 16 years ago. Imagine how much fun you would have had if you had this in your hands 16 years ago. I know I'd have played all day long, but maybe not with this controller, to be honest. It's kind of a fun little gimmick, but probably goes down in history as one of those product decisions that might have to be revised.